Hello，大家好，欢迎来到读书时间。我们今天继续读《Soft Hearts: A Rett Swinson Mystery》这本书。好，我们现在开始。Chapter 19 Clock. Of a hand make a short, low sound. A short, low sound made by a hand. A foolish person. That evening, I called Darrell and told him all about Gary Rowland's secret past, as well as what he had revealed to me and Lydia regarding to Lydia's medical situation. That would at least explain the gloves she was wearing when she died, he said. I asked, will you investigate Rowland, given the fact he used to be a drug addict? If what he says is true, he's put that behind him. But yes, I will run a complete background check on him, and I'm curious if she knows where else Wanda was getting her medicines. Why does it matter? To see if she was getting her hands on painkillers too. Wednesday was frigid, very cold in temperature. Unable to sexually aroused, typically used of a woman, very cold. Wednesday was frigid. Lydia wasn't feeling well and backed out of rehab as well as quilting. I went along to the center where in the parking lot I noticed, who could miss it? Freddy's purple El Camino, and to either side of it, Otis' pickup and Augusta's silver Mercury sedan. Inside the expanded area near the thrift store, I found Freddy emerging through a gap in some hanging black curtains. We're about ready for Otis' show on Saturday. Even the art labels have been placed. Otis said it would be okay if staff got a sneak peek today. He and Augusta are already inside. Freddy turned to his sometime assistant, a young man named Ricky. Will you go invite whichever of the staff is available to come and take a look? Certainly, Ricky said. As Ricky went on his errand, I asked Freddy, did Sally budge the commission? Make her cause to make this slightest movement. He frowned. She would only go as high as 10%. At least it's something. It means more dollars in Otis' pocket. But the commission will barely pay for the space, even if every one of his pieces sells. Sally expects her bake sale to be the big money maker, I said. Don't even get me started, he muttered. While we were still waiting for Ricky to return, Augusta came out of the exhibit room looking upset. That man is impossible. Who? I asked, but I knew who. Otis. She abruptly changed the subject. I almost called you. Trent's still in jail. They are keeping his bail high, saying he's a flight risk. I guess I'm not surprised, I said. What are you hearing? Are they going to charge Trent with murder? I'm not sure what I thought I knew and didn't say. Was that the police were not looking seriously at any other suspects? We were interrupted by the arrival of several needless necessities staff who had come over to check out this installation. Sally, Jasmine, and Wash didn't know what to expect. For within our small group, only I had seen samples of Otis' work. Together, we moved through the curtains into what felt like an open airplane hangar. The space was quite dark, but each piece was well lit, creating the initial effect of a stage production, already impressive under the fluorescent bulbs of his shop. Fluorescent of a substance having for showing fluorescence vividly colorful tubular lamp. Otis's pieces really popped under the museum grade halogen lighting. Any of the elements of fluorine, chlorine, grade halogen lighting. What do you think? Freddie asked after I'd had a moment for my eyes to adjust. I didn't know what to say. The sculptural elements of the works jutted out of their frames, expand out over beyond main body or line of something, defying gravity. Openly resist or refuse to obey. Defy. Appear to be challenging to do or prove something. Disobey. Imagine being an ant on the sickly layered Van Gogh. That's what I felt to wander among Otis' work. I felt like the luckiest bug ever. This is really something, Freddie, I said. There were tall pieces in all 5 along each side. One above the entrance and an especially massive piece on the far end, the one called Jazz, which featured 2 actual tubas in addition to what seemed like every other instrument imaginable. Tubas, large brass wind instruments of bass pitch with 3 to 6 valves and a board bell typically facing upward. All exploding in visual sound. I didn't see the piece he'd been working on. The one I could have sworn resembled a dragon in progress. Sworn passive swear. Working on the one I could. Everyone was walking around open-mouthed, like they'd landed on a different planet. How was the... Oh my. Cool. August turned to her grandfather. You see, the pair stood off to the side of the entrance, almost in a shadow. Everyone loves your work. You aren't charging near enough. You can't just give them away. Otis said, "What's a few extra dollars? I need to make room for more work. If they don't sell, I'm just going to throw them away." I stepped toward the placard next to printed or handwritten notice of sign for public display. Placard next to one of the works. After comparing what I saw there to the pieces to either side, I confirmed I wasn't just seeing scenes. Otis was selling each of the pieces for a mere $1,000. Used to emphasize how small or insignificant someone or something is. For a mere $1,000. I caught Augusta's eye. Your grandfather's not charging enough. Her eyebrows narrowed. I know, and it makes me furious. Judging by these pieces, what we've got here is just another bake sale. I whispered to Freddie. My friend shrugged. Otis won't listen. Part of it is he doesn't know his worth. The other part is he doesn't care about the money that much. We became aware of another presence. The artist known as Wu, wearing a second-hand ivory white gown and a black wig. Floated into the room looking like some little lost angel of gloom. Without a word to anyone in the group, she approached Otis' first piece, Birth. After a moment of contemplation, she burst into a baby wail. Utter a wail. Prolonged high-pitched cry of pain, grief, or anger. Oh wow. Like the piece itself, red and bulbous, suggestive of the womb. Her sound was primal. Red and bulbous, fat, round, or bulging, growing from above. Then just as suddenly, Wu stopped her wailing and moved to the next piece. Early 1955, where remnants of Judge Jim snacked across the canvas. Holy. Jungle Jim snaked across the canvas. Enveloping and strangling a boy-like figure in the center. Enveloping and strangling. Enveloping. Wrap up, cover, or surround completely. Wu closed her eyes and fell to the ground, her lungs heaving and at some vision or memory. Her lungs. Heaving. Extremely crowded. Little or how something heavy with great effort produced. Right. Various artists. Despo, Duke, Dick, get out of our face. She lay cramped and stricken for several beats before calmly standing again and moving to the next piece. I searched and the face of the other to see what they were making of this. Otis was staring at the ground. His expression impressive. By contrast, Augusta's gaze was laser locked onto Wu, watching, waiting. If she wanted, in a heartbeat, she could put a stop to all this nonsense. 好，谢谢大家，我们今天先读到这里吧，那我们下次再见了，拜拜。